Then Joe Hendry tries to sell us a T-shirt.
Yeah, tells us to buy DVDs too, I think.
No, the DVDs thing is by itself. It's like, buy these DVDs. And then it's Joe Hendry, buy my T-shirt.
I gotta look. So if one of these wrestlers has a little merch spot, does he actually get money for that?
Fuck if I know.
I was just wondering. Curiosity question.
No, I definitely get that. So the next match it's odd.
Yeah.
So it's either Dalton Castle and Matt Taven versus Roosh and Shane Taylor, or it's Dalton Castle and Roosh versus Shane Taylor and Matt Taven.
Yeah.
What were the percentages on those?
All right. So we have Roosh and Taylor. I'm sorry, Roosh and Castle versus Taylor and Taven. Taven, excuse me, had 45% of the vote. So the winner was Roosh and Taylor versus Taven and Castle, which got 55%. So the match is Roosh and Shane Taylor versus Dalton Castle and Matt Taven.
So first thing that I wrote down is Matt Taven and Dalton Castle they're both faces in this match, and they're doing this whole spot where they keep tagging each other in to see who's going to get the louder crowd reaction.
Yeah. It's like a instead of a boo yay, it's like a yay and a more yay.
So then Taylor and Roosh decide to come beat up Castle and Taven on the outside. Taven attempts a climax, which is reversed by Taylor. Castle suplex Roosh. Taven and Castle drop kick Roosh and Taylor, and then they tope. Well, Taven topes one of them.
Yeah.
He topes Roosh, or no Taylor. Sorry, and Dalton Castle does a lope, which is a tope through the bottom rope.
Right.
To Roosh, which actually pretty fucking interesting. Never seen that before.
But it fits the character. Like Dalton Castle shouldn't be jumping over the top rope or through the middle rope. You know what? Why not? I'm gonna go through the. I'm gonna jump under the bottom rope because why not be different? I thought it was a pretty good idea.
True. Roosh does a Superman punch to Taven.
Boo.
Taylor does a splash to Taven's ankle. At this point in time, they're working Taven's ankle. Yeah. Roosh does his fake-out kick to Taven in the corner, and then does his LIJ pose, just like his brother, Dragon Lee, did earlier in the night. Taven does a spinning heel kick to Shane Taylor. Dalton Castle does a DDT to Shane Taylor. Dalton Castle does his delayed German to Shane Taylor. Taven gets just the tip to Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor does a fucking sick headbutt to Dalton Castle.
Yeah, he did.
And then Shane Taylor does essentially a spinning Rikishi driver. So Shane Taylor and Roosh pick up the win here.
Yeah, obviously the beginning was a little much. I don't know what they were trying to do. Like they spent like 3 minutes too long on the tag in, tag out stuff.
Other than that particular part, I'm gonna say that's the only part of this match that I wasn't a fan of. Is because they just did it a little too long.
Yeah, just a bit too long. That's it. Okay, we get the point. One of you guys is trying to upstage the other, even though you're faces. But whatever, faces don't usually do that. But okay. Usually it'd be a face and a heel, or two heels, where one is kind of like a
tweener-ish,
stand down in the Miz, that kind of thing. Yeah, I like when Roosh just came up and said I'm going to dropkick somebody because I'm going to get this match started. So good, I'm glad it helped out. Yeah, those double team moves by Castle and Taven, especially the lope, I thought that was really creative.
Yeah,
especially with the way the announce team was said. I don't know who the guy was that said lope. I think it was.
I think that was
which
Caprice.
Okay, yeah.
Also, the one that was it this match that he randomly just screamed, "Oh my god!"
I think it was, but I forget what caused it.
He just started someone got punched in the corner and just screams.
It was a punch. Yeah, it was something simple. It was like
what the fuck are you screaming for?
I think I looked at you and said, "Why is he yelling at me?" Yeah, I like the idea where Taven hurt his ankle and they target it. A cool spot for me was when Taven was in the figure four and Taylor prevented Taven to get to the ropes. I thought it was a cool idea. It's good tag team wrestling.
So then you're talking the spot where Roosh has him in the figure four and then Shane Taylor stands on Taven's hand.
Pretty much.
Which is on the rope.
Yeah, but still. The it's the idea of getting his hand off of it. But I know the ref is supposed to sit there and start counting to 5, but still, it's good tag team wrestling. It's like when you come in for a breakup for a pin, you want to go hit this guy's, kick this guy's hands off the rope.
Well, and I pinpointed that to you because you didn't see it originally.
You're right. Again, the knee's a good story. I mean, that's what tag team wrestling is all about. You focus on a guy, focus on a body part, cut the ring in half. Even though this match has there's no stipulation for it. It's just 4 guys who don't like each other. It doesn't really mean anything. But 4 guys in the same ring who are that good, I'll take it any day of the week.
Well, plus you got to think this one, in all honesty, if Taven and Castle would have won, then they could have gotten rematches for the world title, which they hadn't had at this point in time anyways, because Roosh is the world champion, Taylor's the television champion.
Yep.
Castle and Taven had both been world champion and lost the belts, but never got official rematches. Ring of Honor doesn't do the whole automatic rematch thing.
Correct. I thought Taylor looked like $1 million, especially at the end when he just pretty much just had his way with Castle. That headbutt was sick. Jeez, it looks. I don't know if whether he actually hit him to some degree or Castle, who was a great seller, probably just sold it like $1 million. But I'm actually kind of glad Taylor won because, like, it seems to me, since I've been watching Ring of Honor, he's come up in the card. So I'm kind of glad he's still getting that upward arc. So good for him.
Yeah. So we're going to be a little bit off topic here, but explain just how you feel about watching Taylor's evolution, because you have seen the evolution of Taylor.
The first 2 matches I saw, I didn't see much heat in his matches. It was almost like the stories weren't there. It was just him and a guy. I think he fought Jeff Cobb once, didn't he? Where it was like a good hoss fight.
No, that was a different person. So the first time that we got exposure to Shane Taylor was not that. Well, the first time was actually on the For the Bruiser podcast.
Was it Brian Cage?
No, it was in the For the Bruiser podcast when I was at that Fatal 4-Way with Cheeseburger. It was Cheeseburger, Punishment, Taylor, and Bruiser.
But I think it was a singles match with somebody.
But then the next time we saw Shane Taylor was in a Fatal 4-Way against Tracy Williams, Flip Gordon, and Dragon Lee.
All right. Well, okay. Anyway, so the matches I've seen him in, his character started to develop. He actually has some swagger now. Before he would come out to the ring, he would have his match. He would put his spots together with his opponent, and they would go through the works, and he would win or he would lose. But like now, coming out to the ring, he has a hype man. He has obviously he has the TV title. He has the Soldiers of Savagery are part of his his faction.
They're part of Shane Taylor Promotions.
Yeah. So he came to the ring. It looked like this guy is going to be a future main eventer. He came out looking like, goddamn right, he is the television champ. Like he just looked better. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, like even when it got to the end, it was all about him.
Yep.
And that's really cool. So down the line, hopefully we'll get to see more of that. Because he will come out with no heat, and now he's coming out and people are responding to him. He got a bunch of streamers swatting him away. He came out was talking shit, And
what did you rate the match?
I gave this match the beginning hindered a little bit, but I'm still gonna give it a 7.
I gave it a 7.5, and the only reason why I didn't say an 8 is because of the beginning as well. So I also took half a point off because of that.
Yeah.
If it wouldn't have been as long, it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say is just cut that time down on that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. You can have the whole, yay, Dalton Castle.
Yeah, but we get the point.
What about Matt Taven? You don't have to do that for like 2 minutes straight.
Yeah. It felt like 10. And that's the point.
Exactly. I completely agree with that.